Hello again, welcome back to NC MX5. So, as so many of you have seen over the last few videos, there has been my little MX5 part there, which I've had for give or take around 8 months. Now, anybody who's been watching this channel for a while will know exactly what the deal is with it, and if I can find an old clip, I'll put that in somewhere like here. But in the meantime, if you don't know what's going on with it, it has a massive bottom end knock, and if I did just put a video in there, trying to predict the future. If I did just put a video in there, you will hear it and you will know how bad it is. And I know that half of the internet has already had or owns or stripped or worked on some kind of MX5. This is the first time I've ever had one. It is the NC, as I believe they are called. Don't know a whole lot about it. It did drive, as you'll have seen, but it sounds horrendous. I can't start it up because I've already started stripping the engine. There's a couple of clips which I'll probably drop in now. Again, if I can get to them. If I can't, they haven't been put in for that reason. Where I did start stripping things off it. I think the belt's off it. There's a few bits, I'll just show you what I mean. Started taking some stuff off the front of the engine around it and stuff like that. But realistically, it was parked over there and I realistically needed it there on the ramp to get the engine out of it. And that is finally today's job. So no more sat there collecting dust, because quite frankly, it's collected a lot more than dust. It's become like a little tray for spares and parts and one thing and another. And I've not seen the back end of it in 6 months. So what we're gonna do, that is actually a really nice little car. What we're gonna do is, the plan is to get the engine out of it, obviously, and then put it on an engine stand. I believe it's got no issues with the head gasket or anything like that. Obviously, we'll double check the timing, because that's got to come off anyway. And then I think what we'll do is replace the entire crank, all the main and big end bearings, and slowly sort of swap all out, rebuild it, reassemble it, and then put it back in the car. And then in theory, that should be done. Now, I'm not actually planning anything crazy with this one. If you've seen the previous videos, you'll know that the Honda Prelude is now for sale. The reason that I'm doing that is because of time. Like I've just said, this has been sat here for 8 months, and I know that it's normal to kind of have project cars sat around. Like, I mean, the Civic's waiting for a track build, but there's no rush to do it because obviously COVID. We can't go to any tracks, we can't do anything yet, we're in lockdown. So, the plan is with this, get it all done, get it all right, and then at least just make it work for now. That's the main part of it. Because once it's done, we'll go get road legal, we've got to MOT it. It's been off the road for a couple of years now, so I think it spent all that time sat around because of the engine. And yeah, it is kind of like a massive pile for stuff that I've accumulated on top of it. But overall, it is a nice car, and it was really nice when it came in because it was clean. So that's my plan. I'm going to get to it, I'm going to get the engine out of it. As I said, half of the internet's already done this. I've never taken one out. I don't know how it comes out. So it's all going to be a learning curve for me. So I'm going to get to it. Quick update for you. So I've dropped all the nasty gear oil out of there because we're going to end up getting covered in it. I've taken the full exhaust off, right from what I would call a downpipe, and I've took the prop shaft out. So those are out, obviously, I think, because obviously the gearbox comes out with or before the engine. Again, I don't really know yet. That's what I've taken off so far. It's quite funny actually, because I've seen, obviously, all over the internet, they have this big frame, and I've started bolting it, the one that goes between the rear diff and the back of the gearbox. So I took all that out, and I was quite surprised how small the actual prop shaft were. And then they got a massive exhaust. But, you know, swings and roundabouts. So, plan is next, keep chipping away at it and figure out what comes off next as I go along. I don't really know yet. I know, obviously, most of you guys probably do, and you're probably screaming at me going, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. By the time you see this, I've probably already done it, but any tips you have for future, just drop it in the comments. That would be appreciated. This, as I said, I haven't taken one out before, so this could be a long way around, but we'll see. We'll keep chipping away, and I'll update you as I go. Next update, so I've come back into the engine bay, took all the coolant hose off the heater matrix, the air conditioning, which has thankfully got no gas in it. Power steering pump I've taken off. Whether I can leave that all there, I don't know. I think the rack has to come with the subframe though if they go at the bottom.
Wiring loom, I've got most of it undone, all that's off up there.
A few little bits around the bottom and the back to figure out, but that's what I know at this point in time. So I'm going to keep digging, keep going, and at some point I'll have it ready to go a little bit better. Okay, quick update just before I break for lunch. So my plan is to drop everything, the whole front suspension, and I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, this is what I'm going to do. Front suspension from the top, the entire front end off with the engine and gearbox. That looks like the most efficient way to do it. So I've got the ABS sensor unplugged, the calipers staying with the car all plumbed in. What you can see leaking is the actual clutch line. I've disconnected that just after the flexi up there. We'll send all that out with the car. All the braces are off underneath, including everything but the main subframe, which is all this stuff. Radiator brackets are all off. On pretty much all of the wiring. The only wiring I can't get to at the moment is the starter motor. Maybe there's a trick to it, but again, don't know. So my plan is that once it comes down, before the car comes back up away from it, I'm going to hope that I'll be able to unplug, disconnect obviously all the starter motor stuff, and do that sort of while it's half and half. That's my plan. Let's see how that works out, obviously. And there's just that, I think I'm going to go around the engine bay again, but I'm just going to break for lunch. I think there's just a big brace to take off. I've done the steering link, and then it's a simple, potentially a simple case of front subframe, big brace that goes to the rear diff, and I actually think that's it up to now. I might be wrong, I really might be wrong, but I think everything else looks like it's off. So I'm going to go for lunch, come back, do that, and see what happens. So, small update since the last clip. I'll show you. It's out. Engine, gearbox. Took the complete thing out with the subframe, pretty much as I planned. The only thing I sort of struggle with is the wiring on the back and the wiring on top of the gearbox. I had to do that once I was like halfway out, and then just sort of slowly edge it down. And that is it. So, my plan is now, I'm going to put the subframe back into the car, so I can put the wheels back on. I need the car off the lift so I can put it on the back of the garage. Obviously the engine and box need separating. I've got the starter motor out because I had to do that again halfway down. I'll show you that again. This may be the way that it's done. It may be normal to you all that's done the MX5s before, but it's not to me. It's all alien. A little bit disconcerting in a sense because the Subaru ones, like that one there, I've done them so many times I can get them out in a little bit over an hour, give or take. And this one's took a little bit longer than that, so, but as I said, it is all learning curves, it's all brand new as far as I'm concerned. So, as I said, plan is put the subframe back in, strip the engine, separate the engine and gearbox. Move this just down the back, out of the way for now. There we go then, right. That's obviously all out as I showed you before, and subframe's back on so I can now move the car around. Wheels back on. The only thing I'm trying to do is the brake caliper on the back, which is a little bit sticky. So before I put the car back on the ground, I want to just sort that out. But it's end of my day now, so I'm done here for now. But that is where I'll leave this video. The next one we're going to, this car should have said, there might be something else in between. If you have or haven't seen what's going on the channel, there's a lot going on. There is the Civic to build into a track car. There's my Subaru that's probably going to end up with some kind of wide arches on it. There's another Subaru there to build, and a couple of other things to deal with as well. So yeah, I'm quite busy at the moment. But as far as this one goes, the next video on it will be engine going onto the stand, and we'll strip it, turn it over and pull the sun buffet and see what the actual crankshaft's like. I haven't dropped the oil out of it yet as well, so we'll see how shiny it is. As I said, it is big ends. I reckon it's gone. So we'll turn it over, we'll drop it all off, and we'll get another crank for it and a new set of bearings for the mains and the big ends, and put it all back together. Hopefully it'll be fine. If anybody knows whether you can put the engines in from the top, because there looks like there's a lot of space now it's out. If anybody knows where you can put these engines in from the top on the NC Miata or MX5, whatever you want to call it, let me know. Because taking it out of the bottom way, it was easy in a sense, but it kind of looks like it just sort of slides straight in like a lot of rear wheel drive cars do. But if you know, let me know, drop a comment below. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, you'll get notifications when all this kind of stuff comes up if you click on the bell. And yeah, that is it. Thank you very much. I will see you soon.